Okay, so there's a couple of things I want you guys to do, hopefully before we start class. The first is to go to Canvas and download there's a module on the VisCom 3 site, and it's called Building Information Modeling, Parametric Constructions. And in that module is a custom library zip. And I want you to click on that. And then once you click on it, you can download it. And I want you to download it and then unzip it on your machine. Okay? So go ahead and do that. I'm going to minimize this guy. And then once you have it downloaded and unzipped, what I would like to do is have you copy it into a Revit library folder. So that Revit library folder is on your C drive. So right now I'm in my C drive right now. And there is a folder called Program Data. Now, if you cannot see this folder, you're going to have to turn on your hidden files and folders. And to do that, you can't see this, but I'm going to the control panel by right-clicking on my Start button and going to Control Panel. You can get to your control panel however you'd like to do that. I'm going to click on the control panel. It's going to bring it up, and I'm going to go to Appearance and Personalization. I'm going to go to Folder Options. You can see there's Show Hidden Files and Folders is right there, and we could click that, but I want you to see what it looks like inside the folder options. Under View, you have all sorts of options, and you want to show hidden files and folders. So make sure that that radio is current. And again, you could click that there. And once you do that, you should be able to see your program data. So I'm going to go to Program Data, and I'm going to go to Autodesk, and I'm going to scroll down to my Revit 2017, and I'm going to double click on it. And this is where all the content goes that Revit downloads for you, and one of the things is libraries. So I'm going to double click on that. And what I want you to do after you've unzipped that custom library is copy it into this libraries folder, right? So if I go up, we're in the Revit 2017, double click on libraries, and then copy or move this custom library into this libraries folder. I already have one. You guys shouldn't have one. So go ahead and do that, and that way you'll have a file structure that when you start making families and content, you'll be able to save it in here and not overwrite the out-of-the-box like the US Imperial is the default library that Revit uses. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And then the next thing I want you to do, minimize these guys, is I want you to add some folders to your Revit. So go ahead and open up Revit if you don't have it open. And what we're going to do is add some shortcuts to the Revit folders. So to do that, we're just going to open a project. So I'm just going to click on Open. And we're not going to really open a project. We're just going to go in here and add places. So the first thing I want you to do is navigate to where we just copied that custom folder. So you're going to go to your C drive, Program Data, and you're going to go to Autodesk, and you're going to scroll down and go to Revit 2017, Libraries, and you're going to have your custom library. So double click on that. Once you do that, come down to this Tools area and add current folder to places. I already have it added, so it's not letting me add it, but you should be able to add it, and it will add this folder to this little sidebar. So whenever you're doing something in Revit, whoops, sorry, I was trying to connect to Autodesk 360 right now. So whenever you're using Revit, you'll have quick access to that custom library. You won't have to navigate to it. Now you can also do things with this little sidebar, like there's my history. I don't really use my history that much, so I'm just going to drag it sort of down so it's not in my way. I don't use my network, so you can arrange these things however you'd like, so it's more accommodating for you. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add another folder, and this one's in kind of a funny place. So I'm going to go to my pull down and go to the C drive. And what this folder is it's where Autodesk saves all of its materials. So like texture and material maps. So in the C drive, under Program Files x86, and under Common Files, and Autodesk Shared. There is a Materials folder, and under that is Textures, and there's 1, 2, 3. These folders all have textures in them. They're not going to show them to me right now because it's looking for different kind of file types, but the 1, 2, and 3, they all have the same textures, and this is low res, medium res, and high resolution. So really, I just want you to add this texture folder. So just go to Tools and Add Current Folder to Places, and you can see that it adds that up there. And then once you're done with that, you can add other folders, like I have my folder that has access to all the basic stuff that I have. Just hit Cancel, and it'll say, do you want to save the changes? And you say yes. All right. So once you do that, you're kind of set up and ready to go, and we'll talk a little bit more about that stuff a little later. Just for your information, I will show you, like if I go to my local C drive here, and I go to that program x86, and I go to the Common Files, and I go to the Autodesk Shared, I go to the Materials, I go to the Textures, and I go to 1, and I go to Mats. There's all of the texture files, right, that Autodesk downloads and uses. And 3ds Max uses these. Even AutoCAD will use them because you can actually render in AutoCAD. Nobody does. But they're going to be all the same, just different resolutions. So that's where those are. Okay, so that's it for now, and we'll get moving on with the program next time.